Hello, people of YouTube land. It is I, Mr. Bones, and with me
is Joshua James.
And we are proud to bring you
Tales from the Crypt.
Demon Night.
From the Crypt.
Yes, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Night. One of my all-time favorite Tales from the Crypt movies. There's only two, unfortunately. This was the first one. But this one was by far the best one.
Yeah.
And this was your first time seeing it.
I actually enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, Tales from the Crypt actually started out as a comic book series. Then it got outlawed because it was too violent for kids back in the day.
And yet everything else was okay.
And it was a different time, let's just say. And then, I think it was 1989 when it first became a series on HBO. And since then, Tales from the Crypt became an unstoppable great series. Which, by the way, I was allowed to watch when I was a little kid. Anyways, we're here to review Tales from the Crypt, Demon Night.
Thank you.
What'd you think of this movie?
I love
I know I asked you already, but I want to hear it again.
I love it mainly because the bad guy in this,
Billy Zane, the collector.
Billy Zane, gets in the character and he stays that character through the whole thing. He does not stop for a second.
No.
He's just there to fuck with people and end lives. like that's his MO right there.
And we got, I know he's called the collector, but it's Billy Zane.
It's Billy Zane here.
And we got Jada Pinkett Smith, aka the future Will Smith's wife.
Woo!
I never knew that was her, even as a kid. Well, actually, to be honest, as a kid, I would have not known who she was. All I just knew is that she was a good actress, beautiful woman, and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know who she was going to turn into in the future. In the beginning, we see Crypt Keeper directing a movie. And you can definitely tell it's green screen when you see him actually moving the first time, chewing this guy out and all that kind of stuff. You can actually tell it's green screen.
Yeah.
So it gets a pass. It legitimately does get a pass because remember, 9D CGI, not so good. I mean, there's a few treasure ones that have good CGI, like Jurassic Park and Terminator 2. But then we see Breaker driving away from the collector, aka
Billy Zane here.
And also, the one thing I like about this movie, and Nostalgia Critic reviewed this movie, and he said it in a good way. You don't know which one's the villain in the beginning. I mean, you kept asking me questions multiple
I'm all
times.
like, who's the asshole here?
Who's the villain? Who's the demon?
It's that guy, isn't it?
You even pointed out Breaker was the
It's
demon.
like, it's Breaker, isn't it? He's running away, and he has this sign.
The stars on his hand.
So I immediately jump to, he's the guy. He's the bad guy of this story. But then Billy Zane's all like, Billy Zane!
He literally punches a guy through his head.
Through the head, and his fist gets
Literally goes
stuck.
through.
It gets stuck in the officer's head, and he's just like, "Oh shit!" I can't get my fist out of this now. It's like, it's your fault. You caved his face in.
And he uses it as a punch. He punch Breaker with it
And
too.
he's all like, oh, just turns, punches him in the face,
And
then
Breaker uses the key, and the Collector jumps out of the window, and then officially becomes Billy Zane's movie.
Fuck this cowboy shit! You fucking ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
Then he is hereby to announce this hotel
is
condemned.
condemned.
And then we
cuts his palm and like splashes
it
his
spread the demon blood or whatever.
blood all over the sides over there.
What did you think of the looks of the demons?
They look like puppets. Very puppetized puppets.
But they're people in costumes.
Yeah. Which is weird for me to say because I can't really pick out puppets. But when they were moving, I was all like, those are puppets. And then it's
But
all
when
like,
you see Crypt Keeper, you're just like,
I'm all like, but he's a puppet.
and you're not.
And you're
but
not.
You're walking like puppets.
But you're walking like you have
Strange.
weird, disjointed joints.
Now we're at the hotel. There's Uncle Willie, the drunk. There's Jada Pinkett Smith, whose future is to be Mrs. Smith. And what was the lady's name again who runs the hotel? I forgot because she was one of my favorite characters in the movie.
It's Irene.
It's Irene.
I liked Irene. She gets her arm ripped off, but I liked Irene.
She was hilarious, though. I loved her.
She had the don't give no fucks attitude. It's like, you fuck with her, she's going to beat the shit out.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time when you were watching her, I was like thinking, like, I just found my future wife.
I was like,
I'd marry you. You were just like that, like, I'd marry you. You probably would kill me, but I'd still marry
don't
you.
kill me. I'll deserve it, but...
And then we see Cordelia, who's a
she's a quote-unquote
prostitute?
hooker / prostitute. In other words, she earlier when they're in the motel, she's hanging out at the bar. The drunk's hanging out at the bar. Was that Lee?
That's the kitchen.
Oh, the kitchen. Like,
And
everyone's just hanging out at the kitchen for some odd reason.
it's probably nothing to do, so.
So, they're hanging out in the kitchen. The other person's hanging out in the kitchen. One's at the desk getting ready to do...
Irene, and there's also the former mailman.
Wally, no! Wally, yes!
Okay.
Oh, we'll get to that one later.
Then we see the most hated character.
Oh, look, it's Roach! And his name says it all. He is a roach.
So far through the whole entire movie, Brandon and John both won Roach
Like,
to die.
okay, that guy's an asshole. Because if we get to that part in this review, I don't know. Well, he's basically trying to get people to
join him.
go against Breaker. But then his girlfriend, and then they will go up to the bedroom, and she gets jack slapped by this fucker.
Yeah, the thing is just like about that part is when that happened,
I was all like,
you
can you die you couldn't die fast enough. You need to die like yesterday.
And also, then they actually, we see Cordelia crying and we see a hand. And at first, you even asked me, "Is that the demon?" Because it doesn't sound like Billy.
Is that the demon? Because it's like it's
soft and
high pitched and soft. It's all like, is that the demon? Because that sounds
not like him.
Like Fruity Pebble Man.
And then she looks out the window and then she sees Billy Zane. And then
Ecstasy.
And then you realize, like, yep, that's him.
Like, yeah, that's him. It shows him, and I'm all like, yeah, that's definitely him.
And the one thing I found out about this scene is where you see her tears moving without someone touching it. Like, it looks like he's touching her face to remove the tear, but there's nothing. It's just
it's basically he's doing this. But it's like
he's out there, she's in here.
So he's using his mind powers to do the thing. I don't understand.
What I found out is that that's actually, I think, like a wind machine to blow the.
Yeah, I knew something that had wind power had to be involved because. That just doesn't happen.
Well, it's because it's not CGI, but the thing is just like it behind is actually like blowing some wind on her face to make it look like he's removing the tear off of her face. It's good. It's very good. I do like that part, just knowing like the background of it. I think that's pretty cool.
So
and
Billy Zane's first victim.
And all he said is,
"All you have to do is let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in."
And she turns into a demon.
And Wally dies.
And Wally dies not by the demon, but because Breaker missed a shot and shot Wally instead.
Wally was somewhat alive still. I don't know how, but he was somewhat alive. And then Breaker shot him by accident. But let's be honest. Wally was gonna die either way.
The thing is, she had him by his neck.
No, by the face.
She had him by his face, just enough so it protected her body. So it just went right through the heart or spinal cord and went right up the other side.
And Cordelia Demon ripped Irene's arm off, which I felt bad for.
I was like, not Irene, I liked her.
And then it Breaker shoots the whole entire head off, and except for the eyes, and then he shoots it.
That's funny. You managed to blow an entire cranium apart, but you missed like the smallest things.
And we're not going to get through all the spots of the movie because that will take way too long and spoil everything. We don't want to spoil the whole entire movie.
We're going to spoil certain parts.
And then they go in the basement. We forgot to mention this part. In the basement, they go down there and they found out it's a...
underground mine!
Yeah, so it's a tunnel. So they want to go down there, but Breaker is the smart one.
And he's all like, we're going to stay here.
But then after what happened with Cordelia, Wally, and Irene's arm, Roach...
Our best friend Roach. The fucker we would love to sacrifice first every single time.
He's the one that goes down the basement. Everybody listens to him.
And he grabs the sledgehammer and starts breaking down the wall.
And then they go down the tunnel. Here's the thing. We both said, if that was us, we're most likely going to say, like, all right, fine.
Hey, you guys go over there. We have an interesting Uno game to get back to.
Yeah, we're going to focus on living and staying in a house. We're not going to follow them. But again, I guess you have to. But for us, we're just like, no. Go.
Like, no, go fuck yourselves. We're going to play Uno and survive.
Oh, and Breaker poured blood to cover, to protect the church area. Guess who destroys the shield?
Our best friend Roach!
Because
I'm going to keep saying that with sarcasm until he dies.
his boss was the one who was the demon, and he said, "This is
like, this is for my minimum wage."
4 years of minimum wage," and he shoots him and kills him, and
he fucking destroys the shield
to protect them. And now they're screwed because the demons are inside.
Okay, the thing is, they're inside on the ground floor.
Yeah.
But Billy Zane is still messing with people in the house.
Yeah, that's again, it's Billy Zane's movie, and it's by far the best thing. Like he tries to control Jada Pinkett Smith, and he tries to control. I'm not calling her by the name in the movie. We just know who she is, and also I forgot the name. And then he goes, and then he controls Uncle Willie, bribing him with
alcohol
and beautiful women.
Because alcoholism.
He dies, but first he gets his head cut off.
And he's all like...
And then Danny...
oh, right. I can still move.
Or he was playing possum, thinking like, oh, I gotta pretend I'm dead. And then Danny grabs the head, puts Uncle Willie's head on the deer antlers, and kills him.
Because they couldn't have done that before.
And then we see, once again, our good buddy...
Roach!
Gives the key to the collector, thinking, oh,
Billy Zane here, and he's just all like, all right, if I give you this, you'll let me go.
Yep.
It's like, you're going to kill everyone else, right?
Yep.
I can. He basically said, I can kill everyone else, right?
Go for it. Yeah, that's what Roach pretty much is like. Yeah, go for it.
I would have been like, he's going to die, right? And then once he gets all the way down the stairs in the middle of the room,
Billy Zane.
oh yeah, I lied. Dies.
And you were so happy
I
to
was
see
all
him
like,
happy.
yes.
You were so happy that he died.
Oh, Roach, there's just one more thing I forgot to mention. I lied.
That fucker deserved it.
And then they're going up to the attic, which, by the way, there was a scene that where Irene and Bob are up there, and they were looking through the mail, and it looked like Wally was going through it and reading it. And after when he got fired, it looked like
he basically had a TAC 40. He had a submachine gun, a pistol, and a bandolier of grenades he was going to use on his own post office
because
that he was fired from.
And he was doing this for Cordelia.
The funny thing about that is, he had a bandolier of grenades with a latch pin combining all of them. So even if he managed to set all of them off, he wouldn't have survived.
He knows.
He would have died with it.
I think he knows. I think he knew. But then Irene puts the grenades on, sacrifices her and Bob to save.
The funny thing about that was, they were both all like, I ran out of bullets. And she's all like, I got grenades.
Okay.
And then he's hugging her. She's somehow, like, not really hugging, but, like, embraces him with, like, her back or something.
Yeah.
And
well,
then,
she can't hug because she needs one arm.
Yeah, because her arm got... The half of her arm got ripped off.
Yeah.
So, last moments...
Her last words were...
Supper time.
Pulls the latch pins, and that entire floor explodes.
But let's be honest, that whole church hotel
Would have exploded. It would have been gone.
Everybody would have been dead except for Breaker, I think.
Except Breaker
And
Billy Zane.
Yeah, and Billy Zane. And then Danny turns into a demon.
While he's reading
Tales from the Crypt comic book.
But the comic that he was reading happened to also be Demon Knight.
Yeah.
So he's reading about how he's going to be murdering
Breaker.
Like that seems kind of redundant, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, and now I remember what the girl's name is. Jolene. But yeah, it actually shows what Danny is doing to Breaker in the comic, which I thought was kind of clever, actually.
Yeah. Basically, shot for shot, what's happening in the story is happening right now to Breaker as the tongue's like ripping his insides apart.
Yeah.
Slowly killing him.
And Breaker dies.
But not before the blood
Yeah,
rush.
he gives Jolene the key.
He's all like, boom, and then...
And now she has the stars in her hand.
And now...
And here's the thing. Breaker, I think this is right. He's had the key since World War II?
No, World War I.
Oh, World War I.
Yeah, because he said 1917.
Oh yeah, so yeah, World War I. Yeah.
So basically, he's been alive longer than anyone, and he's
in that house.
And he looks like 30.
30/40 or something.
30,
50.
40.
Or 50.
30, 40, 50.
The final battle. Jolene versus Billy Zane.
Billy Zane here!
It wasn't really much of a battle. It was just more like Billy Zane hot dogging through the whole entire movie. I mean, that's what he's been doing, but in the end,
it's like it's more of just that.
Part of me feels like all that was not in the script, but he just did it because he's Billy freaking Zane, and he got away with it, and he was like, you know, perfect, let's add that to the movie. That's how I see it. I know that's probably not, but that's just how I see it.
So Billy Zane's hot dogging
everything.
Hot dogging, gold standing.
Like he's literally dancing with Jolene after when he says that.
It's like
He's trying to say I love you to her, but she can't talk because she drank. She
had like a portion of that.
Because Billy dumped half of it, but she poured.
Not even swallowed. He should put it in her mouth. So while he's hot dogging, she's completely silent. So
the whole entire thing.
So it's like a one-sided conversation.
And again, it's legitimately hilarious, and I love it.
And it ends with...
After when Billy Zane tries to confess his love to her, and she's not saying anything, and that's when he's like, alright, fine, well, okay, well, come here, I'm going to kill you. And he's
I might not have your...
I might not have your soul,
but I'll have your heart.
And he was really getting ready to take the heart, and she spits the blood.
He just spits blood all over his face, and then he dies.
And it kills him. Sad day.
No, Billy Zane, why?
And Jillian she survives the explosion, except for Breaker. But the one thing that still shocks me is that the cat's still alive.
The cat's just all like, hi, I've been here the entire time. And it's all like, where were you? Like the majority of the film. It's like
cleaning myself.
I've been in that corner.
Just watching.
Right by that mine behind us.
And then she goes on the bus and pours the blood on the front door.
On the front door.
And then we see the new Demon Knight. I don't know who he is, but he's just the new collector.
He just stands there, looks down, and he's like,
No. It's okay. I'll wait for the next one.
And that's when you realize he's the new collector.
Yep.
And then it goes back to the Crypt Keeper. He's with two beautiful women and goes to the big scream. mirror instead of screamier. It's the big screamier, and then he goes and he is in front of everybody. It's
the final cut.
It's the red carpet night. Let's just say it's that. And he just sees the producers, which, by the way, those are actually the real life producers for this movie.
And with the guillotine.
And they.
Well, what do you know? I asked for final cut, and I got it. Now that's entertainment.
End movie.
What?
I still love this movie to this day. I love it. I still have a good laugh out of it. It's still hilarious.
It's basically everyone else is trying to be somewhat serious, and Billy Zane's just hot dogging the entire time.
Yeah, like everybody's like, this is supposed to be a serious movie, and Billy Zane sees between the lines. He's like, no, it's not.
God. What do you think this is?
You guys can be serious. I'm just gonna be me.
I'm going to be hot dogging and just
And also,
all around a funny guy.
and it's like this. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, no one's gonna remember any of you. They're just gonna remember me. And the funny thing is, it's true. I mean, you heard me. I had a hard time trying to remember everybody else's name except for
Billy Zane here.
And we're gonna keep doing that, by the way.
Billy Zane.
If you get annoyed by it, too bad.
It's just Billy Zane pops up. It's like, Billy Zane!
Oh god, I wish. But anyways, this movie.
This is fantastic. I'm going to give it a 9.5.
9.5. Wow.
9.5. I was close to giving it 10, but those puppet people.
We can't go up that high though. We gotta go between 5 or 1 star. So we can't.
Okay, fiver.
Fiver.
It's a fiver. No.
Fiver goes west.
It's a 4.5.
4.5. I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
It's like the reason why I'm giving it a 4.5 is because those demons. They looked like puppets to me. The way they moved, I was all like, they're puppets. No, they're human. I don't believe you.
I'm gonna give it 4.5 too. It's not a 5-star classic, it's not. But it's one of those movies that you're gonna have fun watching. Even though it's
because Billy Zane!
That too. And also, yes, it's a horror movie. It's a horror comedy. The demons, they're creepy. Billy Zane is entertaining.
Billy Zane here!
Everybody else were good actors. Not the best, but they were good. But this movie, I give it 4.5 stars.
Because alcoholism.
No.
No.
But, yeah, I love this movie. You love this movie.
Yeah.
And do you recommend it to people? Because I say, yes, I recommend it.
Yes.
Final movie to review is Halloween Kills.
And it starts
soon. That was my phone, bud.
I know. I was just walking away.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Soon.
Halloween Kills is going to be our final review. Make sure to check that out tomorrow because tomorrow is Halloween. And so make sure to check out Halloween Kills tomorrow. I'm looking forward to our review for Halloween Kills. And also, I hope all of you have a safe Halloween out there. And we hope you enjoyed our review of Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight.
Yep. So,
thank you guys for watching. My name is Joshua James.
And I am Mr. Bones.
And have a good spooky night. We all love you. And take care.
Bye.
Ha 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 ha.